going down. You're the one I'm needing now. Yeah. They don't know what I've been through. They don't know that I need you. Hey, here's my life, you take it and you use me. It's more than just a high. God, I need you on the daily. It's a fact when I'm with you, it's amazing. My whole life is only centered on you. Only centered on you. Yeah.
Yeah, I need you on the daily. Couple weeks and I go crazy. Yeah, I need you on the regular. Yeah, I need you. Yeah, I'm telling ya. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I know I'm good. But at the same time, I'm a little saddened. So, and in pain and with that together, so it's like you got to continuously talk to yourself and remind yourself, say, you're good you got to keep your mental right and to check on other people and it's not easy. And, sometimes it's hard to tell people that you're not good because you feel embarrassed or ashamed, or some people might not understand that why you don't feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like they, especially when they think everything in your life it looks good.
Yeah.
So how can you not be good? And you don't understand sometimes things are deeply rooted, or sometimes there's triggers, or sometimes it's just things that you can't put into words, or it could be things that have been building. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you deal with depression, it's a lot of layers. You can be healed from certain things, but certain things you still battle with depression. So it's hard sometimes. It's really, really hard. And then when you have when something triggers it, and then pain on top of the trigger, oh my goodness, it's a battle, boy. It's when you got to fight not only physically but spiritually. So it makes you even more drained.
I
Even more
agree.
draining.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think it's even sometimes when we do tell people that we're not okay, they don't know how to handle that because they don't understand it. So it's
Because they weren't
really,
expecting you to be honest, to say I'm not okay.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
we gotta say I'm not okay, and you got to be prepared for the honesty. When you ask somebody how are you, be prepared for the honest answer. Sometimes somebody always say I'm good and they're not, and we put on this facade and you wear a mask, and sometimes after a while you get tired of wearing the mask. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? For yourself, for so many people, and then you wear the mask sometimes for so long, you forget who you are because you're constantly have on the mask of this, or putting on this persona of a facade of who everybody think you should be, or giving everybody what you think they want from you, but you're not giving yourself anything. So then you run on empty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not good for you. That's not healthy for you in any way, shape, or form. I can't, I'm not anybody's licensed therapist in any way, shape, or form, but I can talk about my life, and I can talk about what the things that I've been through in my life, and I can talk about the things that I apply now with God in my life, and how much more I can handle things that I couldn't handle before when I didn't apply, or no, I didn't apply God, or I did apply God halfway, but I not wholeheartedly. So it's a difference in that now, but it's a struggle. It's a daily struggle. Depression is real.
Yes, it is.
Depression is very, very real, and it's a very serious thing. And with the passing of Stephen Twitch Boss, it triggers something for me. Um, because it's just like, suicide is a real thing. And me, a person that always make a joke and say I was a failure of it. But I know how hard it can get when you can get to that point where you just feel like, I just don't want to do this no more.
Yeah.
It's going to be here anymore. You don't have no fight left in you, or you just tired, or you just don't know how to get out of it, or you can't even look at yourself and face yourself anymore, or face the people that you love, or sometimes you think they're better off without you. There's a million and one things that can go through your mind,
Yeah.
and it's hard. So the attempts that I've attempted it several times. So it was a hard thing, and it's like I guess I was a ball of emotions because I was just like, okay, wait a minute. I was angry because it happened. Because I'm like, oh man, you did that. And I'm just like thinking about the kids, and I'm thinking about like it's so close to the holidays, and this is a reminder that they're always gonna have at this particular time of the year. You
Yeah.
know, I was just like, then I was thinking about like, I was angry, like, I was sad and like, dag, I know what it is to try, to I wish he didn't succeed. I
Right.
wish he had failed at it, like it was an attempt, but it was a cry for help, but he got the help he needed, and he failed at it. I wish, and that particular thing. And it was just like, or it was like, dang, I know what that is. Like, and I was like, thank God I failed.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how many people you affect in their life. And sometimes you don't think that you're effective in anybody's life. So sometimes you don't think, you don't see how many people value you and how you touch so many people's lives in such a way, and that I think was for me because I was just seeing so many people who had shared so many different moments who had to have to bear witness to certain areas of his life at many different levels of his life. And he touched him in all different types of way. But the biggest thing everybody said, he was just a light.
Right.
And it's just like, and it just made me think because it was just like that was personal for me because I never saw my light shine in others. And some people would always tell me that, and I never saw it, and you kind of take it for granted. You don't realize how many people you can affect
Right.
just by being a light. And when you're a light, it's even harder to fight because the enemy wants so hard for your light to be snuffed out.
Yeah.
And it's just hard. It's a hard thing. So it's a constant battle, so it was just like, oh man, I'm not feeling it emotionally right now. I'm not feeling it mentally, because of the trigger. So it was just like my body was just weighed down, and I felt a little heavy today. I felt heavy yesterday, but I felt even heavier today. But I had to keep telling you, you're not defeated. I
Right.
got it. It's like you have to talk yourself out of this thing. You got to pray yourself out of it. And I'm like, God, get this off of me.
Yeah.
Take this off of me. And I had to. You got to get personal with like, God, please. I don't want to feel like this. I
Yeah.
don't want to go back to those places. I'm thankful for every time that you saved me. I'm thankful for every time that I failed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even when I didn't think I was worth something, you always saw of greater value in me that I saw, and you know the worth of what you create.
That's right.
But unfortunately, sometimes in life we don't see it. And when people may, look at it as a coward's way out, but it's not that you're being a coward, it's just that you're tired.
Yeah.
Tired, you're worn out, you're tired of thinking, you're tired of feeling. You ever been so broken that you're tired of feeling?
Oh yeah. Oh,
That right
yeah.
there, but I just want to, I like numb is not enough. You know what I'm saying? And this is why you try different vices because you just want to be numb. And then the numbing effect of the different vices that you try is not enough
Yeah, they
because
go away.
you still can
Hmm.
feel, and you don't want to feel anymore. So it's a hard thing. It's a very hard thing to fight from the gutter from that. That's
Mm.
what that's where God gives you beauty for ashes. That's how you rise like the phoenix above the ashes from the things that try to destroy you and take away your life and really snuff you out. And for a moment you were very dim, but when you find that brightness again, it's like you hold on to it and you fight daily to keep it because daily something is trying to snuff it out
Yeah.
because the light that that God allows to shine in you and through you is valuable to so many people.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's hard to see your value when darkness is consuming you.
Yes, yes, very, very true. And it
Yeah.
seems like as soon as you find an opening, here comes some more darkness.
There's some more dark. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
And I think that's where a lot of people say it's the coward's way out, or excuse me, I have hiccups, or it's selfish, is because those who are left behind will never know why,
mhm.
and they'll always ask themselves why, and regret will happen as well too, because it's like, how did I not notice it? How did I not see it? You know what I mean? Where are the signs? And every little thing they'll be looking for a sign and trying to figure out what they missed. And that's pain all in itself. And that's hurt all in itself. So that's where I feel like people have gotten that thought process from when it comes to suicide. I've never attempted it, but we've talked before where, you know, I mean, Lord, if you call me home tomorrow, I'm okay. You know what I mean? Like that's still sometimes in my life, that's where I get to, where it's just like, I'm done with this world. You know what I mean? Like the burden just gets too heavy to carry. And you try to be that light. You know, you're a light, and you are that light for other people, but it's hard when there's not too many lights for you. You know what I mean? And even the people who you have around you aren't enough light.
And it might not necessarily be the light you need.
Right. And that's what I'm gonna say. You know, sometimes they're not even the light that you necessarily need. So it's hard because, especially when depression has a hold over you, because I choose not to say I have depression. I experience it in some moments, you know what I mean, of my life.
I've dealt with it. Yes.
I've dealt with it. Exactly. And when those moments come, it's hard to really see the bright side of anything, but you can see it, you know what I mean? That I can be positive. I can be, you know, God is great, and quote the scriptures and all that other stuff. But when darkness is around you, it's hard.
Yeah.
To pull yourself out, you know what I mean? And then for me, I go even more inward to where it's like, okay, there's nobody. There's no one I can talk to. There's no one who can understand. And even when I do try to, like, that's why I said sometimes you'll tell people, you know, I'm just okay, or I'm not okay, and they don't know what to say or what to do. So for me, it's just like, okay, what's the point of saying it? Because they don't understand. They can't help me in the way that I need to be helped. And I can't express how exactly I need to be helped, because I don't even know how I need to be helped. I just know I need help, and I'm in a dark spot, and I need to get out of this. But I don't know how to motivate myself to get out of it. You know what I mean? But that's where you take those small steps. Okay, well, let me just go outside. You know what I mean? I may not want to go outside. I might want to just lay in my bed all day, but I know, if I just take that one step to go outside, it'll be a little bit better. And then from taking that one step to go outside, you know, I feel a little bit lighter. I feel a little bit better, but everybody's different.
Yes.
That's just for me. Everybody's different. And for me, when I saw that, I just felt sadness.
Yeah.
Because like you said, go ahead.
No, I said, yeah, immediately. I was agreeing with you.
Yeah, immediately. It was an immediate sadness, because it was like, man, for me, it was more so because I watched him on So You Think You Can Dance. I followed that, you know what I mean? And the spirit and the joy that he brought to the dance. And, you know, I didn't really watch like the Ellen show or whatever, but, you know, you'll catch little clips or whatever on YouTube, and just his smile, you know what I mean? And how that would light somebody up, or how it would, you know, bring joy. But even through that smile, there's pain. You know what I mean? There's suffering. There's heartache. There's sorrow. There's anxiety and depression and all types of stuff. And dance is really a form of healing and a form of therapy. And even for me, when I'm in my when depression has a hold on me, I just dance and dance and dance and dance and dance and dance and dance until I release as much as I can. But there's some times where it's just like, there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot. And I get it. The weight of this world is heavy. And I also don't, you know what I mean? The entertainment industry is rough all in its own. So, you know, we just never know what he was dealing with. You know what I mean? What he may have experienced in that industry. You just never know what that actually did for him. And I think I saw that they were posting something about like his last message that he did 24 hours before he took his life, and he was talking about the senseless killing of, Black men, and how people were in his comments like, "Oh, don't just pull it to Black men." I guess there was a young kid who um experienced violence at the hands of someone else, and he was just like, "Yeah, but they're the person who took their life is being held accountable for it." You know what I mean? So as a Black man in the industry, like, there's Black men in general, they just have so much that they have to deal with that I feel like sometimes they just can't talk about it.
I agree 100% because it's just like when you try, I feel like when they try to discuss it or, things are brought out, they're made to feel like they're less than men
Yeah.
or they're or like well if they're judged for or if I was in that scenario situation it couldn't be me. You can't say that
Right.
if you're not in that situation or scenario. You don't know how you would react. I know it's easy to say that when you hear the story because that's what your mind thinks, but you don't actually act that way when things happen, and people don't understand that. It's very hard, and it's very hard when you live in a society when you can't be honest enough to get the help that you need when you need it for your mental or for your spiritual or anything like that. And it's when you don't feel like you have anybody that you can talk to or you can call. I know what that feels like. It's very, very hard when you feel like you have nobody like you can talk to. So yeah, I think that's why when somebody calls me and they be like, "You busy?" And I'm like, "No," because sometimes I know I'm not the type of person that talk on the phone all the time. So when somebody calls me, I set aside that time because I know it's something that's needed. They need to say something, or they need me to say something, or they just need me to listen. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be that for that person in that particular time because people need that, and I choose to be that safe haven for people. That's men and women, because
Yeah.
I've had many men talk to me and share things with me that they have never shared with another living soul. And
Mhm.
I've had men break down in front of me that I would never have thought that they would ever broken down in front of me the way they have. And there's times that I believe that nobody else has ever seen him go, be in this particular, vulnerable moment but myself. And I take that as that's a gift. That's something that God has given me to be able to do that so they can have that space. But then he gives me the words and the guidance of what to say with them and help them in that moment, in that time. So it's
Yeah.
not a time for me to glue or for me a time to sit there and to dig or to judge. My time is just to be a help when it's time to be needed because there's some men don't get to do that. Don't
Yeah.
get to really do that, and as Black women too, we've been, we be strong, 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 and you always being strong, but you so busy being strong, who's gonna be there? Who's the strong person I can lean to when I need some extra strength?
Yeah.
I'm being strong for everybody, so it's hard, especially when you spread yourself thin and you're doing so much and you're just continuously trying to do the right thing. And no matter, even when you're doing the right thing, the wrong just seems to fall upon you. So it becomes very hard sometimes. Life is not easy. No matter what path you choose in life, it's not easy. Some
Yeah.
paths are a little bit harder because the roads that we choose. Absolutely, we understand that. But it's still, life is hard. Being a child is hard in this day and age. You know what I mean? Like you see what kids go through. So
Yeah.
imagine going through from a child to an adult and you carry these things, and then there's sometimes where you just could be getting off work. I know, like sometimes I just get off work and it's just like I need somebody to talk to. And it's like, who can I call? I don't know nobody I can talk to. So it's just like you have those moments where you just want somebody that you want to share certain things with, and you don't have that person in your life. And then I know, yes, he has a wife, but it's not. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that sometimes you just want to be able to share certain things, and there's just certain times you feel like you can't. Even your spouse is not that same because you feel
Yeah.
like you don't look at you differently
Yeah.
when
They may not understand. You know what I mean? They may not understand what you're dealing with. And it's hard for people in general to communicate, especially if they never had healthy communication growing up. So trying to communicate your feelings and trying to actually voice what's going on can be challenging.
It's very
And
challenging, and it's hard to it's hard to overcome those obstacles, especially if you put yourself in vulnerable situations and tried it before, and with different people, and those people have
yeah,
failed you. Not looking at it as you just put your trust in the wrong people.
right,
You're one of
right,
those people,
right,
you didn't seek guidance and wisdom on who to talk to before you spoke. You just thought they were a safe haven because they've purged with you so many times. You thought
right,
that, oh, maybe I could finally do it with them. No, they're not built that way.
right,
You
right.
know what
They
I'm
can't
saying?
handle it.
So they can't handle it. They handle
Mm-hmm.
it. That's why they was always pouring into you, pouring
Yeah,
out their best on you, never for you to, you know what I'm saying? There's some people that just can't handle it. They
yeah,
just can't. They don't know how. Like you said, if they hear it, they're like, okay, so you're telling me you're having a bad day. You're telling me if I was to call you right now, like, yo, I really feel like I'm about to kill myself. Some people, I could say that to you, and you might give me and get me off the ledge, where somebody else might push me over the edge.
right, right.
So you have to be mindful of who you pick and choose. So it's really hard when you feel like you have nobody, or you feel like in that vulnerable moment when I share with that person, are they going to look at me in a different type of way now that I was vulnerable like that? Now that I was in that tickle, are they going to treat me like I'm very fragile all the time because I had a moment? So it's just like you don't want things to change, so you overthink everything. I know that when it was, I mean, one time how I talked myself out of doing it was like, I had everything ready and I was doing it, and I was just like, what is not going to be fair to my kids? Who's going to be here? Who's going to be good enough to take care of them when I leave here? Who's going to love on them? Who's going to really show them anything? Because their father, they're flaky. They're in and out. You're not really there. My mom, no, I know how you raised me, and you was abusive. So who's going to be there for them? That's
Right,
not fair to them. They don't deserve that. And my oldest daughter's not old enough to be a mom yet.
right.
So that was one of the times where I had to talk myself off the ledge, like, you can't do this, and not for them, for them. So fight for them. If you don't have no strength to fight for you today, Ty, fight for them.
Yeah,
And that's what I had to do. So I had to fight for my 5 daughters because I didn't have no strength to fight for me. I gave up on my life because I was so tired and everything I was going through, because it was the same thing over and over again. No matter what I did, I was just always getting hurt upon. I was always getting just treated or rejected, or something was going or happening to me. But I had to be strong for them
right.
because they needed me, and I chose to have them. And it wasn't, they didn't ask for this. So I had to make a bigger choice.
Yeah.
But while being there with them, were there times where I was there with my kids and I wasn't there? Yes, I was.
Mm.
And those are sad times for me, because it was just like, when I see those times, I'm just like, yeah, I was at a very, very, very low moment in my life. My kids had no clue, but I was trying to be happy for them because they needed me to be their mom. But they don't understand that their mom was just a shell of a woman at some point. I just went through a lot of different things. But if my kids tell a story, and that from their point of view, they saw their mother being really strong and persevering and
Yeah,
pushing and not giving up and giving them extra love. But I had to give them what I didn't have, what nobody was giving me, because I needed them to know what that was. Because I never wanted my kids to feel like I felt, feel like I ever felt. I didn't want them to ever think about suicidal thoughts and have those things. So I was trying to give them those things that I didn't have. So, and that was one of the things that, one time that I had to talk myself out of, like, you can't die today. You gotta choose to live. If you ain't gonna choose to live for you, you gotta choose to live for them. And that's what I did. So for a long time, I was just living for my daughters, because for me, I really didn't feel like I had nothing to live for.
mm,
And because it was just so much. It was just so much. I've been through too much, and it just seemed like much more just kept coming.
yeah.
And it was just, I'm like, and it's like, I mean, one time I was just like, God, how much hurt can a heart take?
Mm-hmm.
How much disappointment can a heart take? How much rejection can a heart take? Like, you created this thing. Like, how much of it am I supposed to be tested in my life till I find out the answer? Well, if I
Mm-hmm.
don't ask that question, I won't have to go through these tests to find out what the answer is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't easy. Living is hard. Adulting is hard.
Adulting is hard. Yeah.
Dating is hard. Being married is hard. Being a parent is hard. Being a friend is hard. You know,
Challenging. Yeah.
being genuine is hard. It's challenging, especially when you're different and you're set apart from other people, and you're being genuine and you're around a bunch of snakes. It's not easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's hard to find like-minded folk.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard. You know, you don't know who you can trust and who you can't. So
Right.
sometimes it becomes very, very lonely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like you said, I'm the type of person when I get sad, I like to draw within.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
I'll draw within quick. Like I will introvert all the way in, and
Yeah. All the way.
I will completely
Isolate.
disappear.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was so good for that. I was so good at doing that. Like, you know, I was very good, like I said, hiding in plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good at doing that, you know, and it's just like now it's just like, okay, now you know, I let my light shine for other people. But sometimes it's just like, I wish that light, I need my light to shine for nobody else but me today.
Yes.
Today, I just need you to shine for me, like shine for me.
Yeah.
Remind me why I'm here.
Yeah.
Shine for me. Let me see what God placed in me. Let me see that. Let me look in the mirror and just see the light. You know, so sometimes that's what I look for, and that I look to that light, and it gives me that. Whew, okay, that's just what I needed, so I can go on. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of pep talking on a daily basis. This is not easy.
Yeah.
You know, it's not easy. It's a constant endurance. It's a constant battle. It's a constant talking. It's a constant place in prayer. It's a constant place in trusting in God. It's a daily healing. It's a daily cleansing. It's a daily strengthening. It's a daily battle, and people just think, oh, well, you know, it's over in 24 hours. It's not.
Mm.
It's not. You know, it really, really isn't. And it's just hard. It's just really, really hard.
Yeah.
You know, when you know, when somebody unfortunately loses the battle to the
Yeah.
world and they lose their life, you know, and and it gets so rough that they end up having to take their life.
Yeah.
It's so
That's where
hard.
I think the sadness
Right.
came for me. It was just
Yeah.
like, man, you know what I mean? That battle was lost, that battle was lost.
Yeah.
And it was truly a sadness that overcame. Um and I don't know, you pray and ask God to really just heal your heart, your mind, your soul, knowing that these things are going to happen. There's going to be anxiety and depression, and he talks about it, but just reaching inward and really just asking God, like I've been just playing a song over and over and over again until the darkness, lifted, and because asking God, like, why do you love, why do you love me? Why am I loved?
Mm-hmm.
And then just feeling it and hearing it. This is why. But it took a moment to get there. It took some time to get there.
Yeah, it's not it's not easy. Like I said, it's a daily push. You got a daily, you know, you gotta, you know, pep talk yourself. Like today, we're gonna get up.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, you've been in the bed for a couple of days, and today we're gonna get up.
Or not even.
You gonna brush
Listen,
our
I'm
hair.
in the
We're gonna do
bed
this.
and
Yes,
I'm laying here because I'm feeling this way. But while I'm laying here, let me get my computer and let me do some stuff.
do something productive.
Do
Yes.
something.
Mm-hmm. Do something productive.
Yeah.
Yeah, get out of your norm. But you know, but the biggest thing is like I know I get up. I gotta get up. I
It's
gotta move.
gotta get up.
I
Yeah.
gotta get up. I gotta move. You know what I'm saying? Go out the door. Go out the door. Like, you know, go and like you said, and sometimes that wind, that
Yeah,
gust of wind, that fresh
man.
air, that ray of sunshine, it hits you and it awakens something in you at alive, and you know, it quickens something in my spirit, and it just makes me okay. And then I take a deep breath and I'm just like, okay, I can do this. I can make it one more day. You know, I made it this far. I'm gonna make it one more day,
Yeah,
and I'm thankful for the day. And it's not as hard as it was.
that's right.
But you know, it's not easy. It really, really isn't easy. You know, and then it's like after the immediate sadness hit me, I just began to pray for so many people who are suffering in silence.
Yeah. Yeah.
So many people that you know, so many people who are battling with so many different things, and they don't speak up, they don't say nothing. It is like, you know, they don't know where to turn to. They're ashamed, they're embarrassed to feel this way, and it's like it's so many things out here now that nobody should ever feel like there's not a safe haven that they can't talk to somebody
That's
just so
right.
they can get it out. You know what I mean? And like and truly get what they need for them. Not about accolades, not about nobody getting famous because they're treating somebody famous, or not because you gave somebody some advice and now that advice is going viral. No, you just took the time to listen to somebody and you gave them what they needed to save their life today.
Yep.
That's all it is. That's it. That's all. It's not a moment to be recorded. It's just a moment to do what needs to be done. And all I could do was just pray for so many people. Like I don't know who else, but I know it's so many.
Yeah.
I know it's so many because I was a quiet one. I was a quiet one. I was smiling, laughing in the room, and I was smiling all the right places and
Mm-hmm.
all the right places. And
Mm-hmm.
but I go inside, I was dying.
Mm-hmm.
Was
Mm-hmm.
dying. I was hurting. I was crushed. I was alone. I felt I was having an identity crisis. I didn't know who I was,
Yes.
where I fit in. I didn't know where I belonged. And no matter
Yes.
what I was doing, and even one of those moments in my life where things were going good, I was not good.
Right. Right. I mean, think
I
of Robin Williams. As much laughter as he brought into the
Yes.
world for him
Mhm.
to end his life, it was like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's when the world just really started to see, like, you just never know.
Yeah.
You just never know.
Yeah, and then, people think like, and people always think, oh, money fixes it.
No,
Doesn't, because it's a lot of people who have money are the ones who are taking their lives.
that's right.
So clearly money is not the answer.
That's
Money
right.
is not the issue.
Money
Money
can
is
cause more damage than it
They've
can.
always said it, money don't buy happiness. It
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
More money, more problems sometimes. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And
Yes.
people don't
Very true.
realize people don't realize that it does some things. It puts you in a different place, or sometimes money has you in a different mindset and you forget and you're no longer humbled, or
Right.
or you're more busy than what you used to be. So that those intimate times that you used to have are now gone.
Mm,
Those
not
moments or those
intimate
things that
anymore. Yeah.
so it's a lot of different reasons, a lot of different things that money can cause other issues. But
Right.
you also got to remember, that's why you got to keep God first in everything. He got to be numero uno, number one,
That's
and it
it.
can't be a game.
That's
Like
it.
this is real, God. You are first. This is because of you. I keep you first. I keep you the head. I need you as the forefront. My relationship. I'm here because of you. I have what I have because of you. I'm still standing. I'm still alive, even after all those attempts, because of you. So I have to keep you first,
Yeah.
because if without you, I'll surely die.
Yes. 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 Yes.
So and that's a mindset for me. So it's a day I get up daily and I pray,
Mhm.
and it's like, and I take the time to just feast in him, and just to spend time with him and to listen to him and to hear him. And it's just some days, it's like, like today was a day where I just felt so wearied and so beaten down. I'm just like, God, I just need you to hold me.
Mhm.
That's all I needed. I just need you to comfort me, console me today, please. Take away my pain in every area.
Yeah.
And that's it. So, even though I feel tired, and I'm tired, I'm drained, like, just take away the pain. Just take away, just comfort me. Even on my days when I have a bad day, God is still a good God.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. I'm still alive. I may have pain, but I still, but God is still here. And it's like, when I said that the pain wasn't as bad as it was, it lifted. I was able to move, because it got to the point where it was debilitating. So it was just like to be able to move and to do anything, like, and it's like, okay, now I can stand up and I can take a hot shower. I can do a little bit more than I was able to do before. So God, continue to console me, continue to carry me, continue to be that strength on the days where I feel a little weak.
Yeah.
My mind is a little weak, my body's a little weak, and my spirit's a little weak today. So I need you to take care of all three.
Yeah.
And because of all three matter.
All three matter.
All three matter. So God, I need you to take care of all three. Take care of my mind, body, and my spirit. All three.
Mhm.
Keep them aligned up with you.
Yeah. All three
Because if
matter.
something's thrown off track, I know it's very easy for something else to fall off track very easily and very quickly. So God, I need you to put everything back in alignment. I need you to, to get things back in order for me to stay on track the way I'm supposed to. So my mind don't wander. So while in the pain, I don't get lost and I don't get in the place of sorrow. In a place I don't get in a place or in a place of pain or in a place where I don't have really no good mobility today. I don't feel like, oh, woe is me, why me? And I start murmuring, complaining. Nah, I don't need to do that. What I need to do is I need to praise you through this, trust you in this, pray, praise this, read your word, meditate on you, and just seek you. And God, lift this off of me.
Yeah.
And talk to you. And you know what I'm saying? And get through it that way. But if I change my mindset, it's about my trajectory. Plain and simple. It's a daily work on my trajectory, the way I see things, the way how I handle things, and the way I deal with things, because I know what my mind's, I know how it's very easy to let my mind wander and get caught up in something like I'm ready to end it all, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's ready to easy just to drive the car, but like I'm just gonna drive into this wall.
Mm.
And then it's something like the Holy Spirit, like, no. And then you turn. You know what I'm saying? Like, or is why would you do that? Like you need it. Or it's just something. It's something just, a random thought comes in my mind of like, so many people would be hurt if I did that. There would be so many unanswered questions. And it's like, before he's like, oh, nobody gonna miss me. Who really gonna care? So it was very easy to jump into that mode too. But then I had to switch it up. No, there's a lot of people gonna be hurt and they're gonna be confused. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's at the same time, it's like, but then it's like, oh, I'm talking to myself, but then I could bring awareness. Like, like pay attention to people. You keep going to the strong people for everything, but the strong people need people too.
Yes, ma'am.
People that's always smiling, you be concerned.
Yeah, be concerned.
A little concerned. They always smiling.
Yeah.
You smile, and it's okay if you smiling. But I just need you to just like make sure, hey, you all right? Because like, is that a genuine smile? You good, or is it just
That's
like
your mask?
You know what I mean? Like, come on. So check on the people that's always smiling.
Yeah.
Because listen, they ain't always happy. Okay?
Amen.
What is that?
I guess really, I don't know.
Because you express, because I know exactly how you feel. That's what I'm saying. What is that? What
I
is
think
going
it's
on?
for me, I think it's a mixture of, it's the holiday season. I'm grieving. I'm grieving loss of loved ones. I'm grieving loss of lifestyle. I'm grieving loss of who when you're healing, you release some things that weren't you, and you still have to grieve that because that was so much who you were for a long time. It's just like, man, I feel like I'm not myself, but I really am becoming who I truly am. So I'm grieving that, you know what I mean? And just like, even now I can feel the tears coming because it's just like, I can't find the words to express it. And I think I completely understand how people feel when they want to give up on life, because it's like, you just can't find the words to describe your sadness.
Yeah, I know
And
how
even
that
if
is.
you find the words, it still doesn't describe exactly how sad you really are.
Yeah.
But I just let them come, and I just let them cry, because I'm like, there's got to be a reason for this. And I also feel like I'm carrying other people's sadness as well too. So I'm just praying for that. And I'm just trying to let go of anything offensive that's trying to take a hold of me, because I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't want it. And I'm seeing it so much. And I've been seeing it a lot, where I'm just like, you guys have no idea where I am in life right now. And yet you still choose to spew hate instead of love. You know what I mean? People still don't want to get to know people. They just want to assume, and they want to just
so
create
annoying.
narratives in their heads that really has nothing to do with who I am, and it's just a sadness. I don't know. I was looking up some scriptures, things that God I always use when I'm feeling sad, fear not, be not dismayed, that type of thing. And because it's hard when you don't know where you're going, and when you don't know where God is taking you.
Yep.
It's
But you
hard.
know he's taking you somewhere.
Yeah, you know he's taking you somewhere, but you just don't know. Like, you don't see it, and you know you can see things. You know God allows you to see certain things and
Yeah. But
all
this
that other
is
stuff.
showing you.
Yeah, but he's just not even showing it, and it's just like,
Yeah.
God, what are you doing? You know what I
But
mean?
he gives you that feeling that it's good.
Yeah,
Then
yeah, but it don't feel
it's
good.
like, but you don't feel good because there's no
Yeah.
picture to it, and you're in a crushing season right now.
Yes, yes,
So
yes,
it's
yes.
like this don't feel good,
Right,
but I feel good because I know where you're gonna take me is good. But at the same time, you're not showing me nothing where you gonna take me.
right. And that's just because he doesn't. For me, he wants me to like I said earlier, like I don't have that internal motivation. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh, I'm motivated to do this. Yeah, let's do. Yeah, no, no, no. I don't have that. I just have to take it one day at a time and just consistently push through. And honestly, sis, it's emotions, and it's our emotions have been hurt and damaged, and we're healing that.
Yeah, and
You
it's
know,
hard.
that's what the procrastination comes from. That's where some of the stress comes from, is because something hurt us that we didn't expect to actually hurt us, and we have to release that. We have to release that emotional hurt. And that sometimes has to come through tears. That has to come through crying.
Cry so much in my life, though. You know what I mean? It's just like you cry so much in your life.
I
You like,
know.
how more can I cry? But you know,
I know.
crying. I know. Also know that for me, I always say crying is cleansing for the soul.
Yes.
You know, it's
Yes.
cleansing for the soul, so it's necessary that crying. So whenever you feel a little blemish or a little spot, cry. You know, because
Right.
it's a cleansing
Yeah.
that needs to take place, the cleansing that needs to happen. So I'm like, you know, so then I'm just like, you know, I'm crying, right? No wonder why you made me such a crybaby, because you knew
Right.
there's a lot of things that that need to be cleaned up in me. But it's just like I be so tired because sometimes like I'm tired of crying.
Yeah. But I also am tired of trying to pacify my emotions, because even my vices aren't working.
Yeah.
Like, and I said that the other day, I said, dang God, like, even my vices aren't working. Like, really, you really want me to deal with this? Like, it's not
Mhm.
even, I can just like brush it off. Okay, next season, Terry, you can deal with it. He's like, no, I need you to deal with this now.
But at the same time, it's like I don't even know how.
I don't even know how, but that's the point. He doesn't want us to know how. He wants us to trust him
And let him do it.
and let him do it, because he's already doing it.
Listen, girl,
I,
tired.
listen, I know, because I'm about to cry right now. As soon as I get off this phone, I'm about to boo a tear. Like, you know what I mean? I'm about to clean and cry. And you know what I mean? He's had me in worship. He's had me in a corner crying and just releasing and praising and worshiping, because he's like, I need you. I need you. I need you to just, I need you to come back. Come back to me. Yeah, you're studying. Yeah, you're, ministering. Yeah, you're doing all this, but I need you to come back to me with your heart. Your heart is broken.
Really?
And that's where the sadness is coming from, a broken heart. That could be possibly why he ended his life. His heart was broken. Some way, somehow. It's a broken heart is hard to heal. It's hard to mend. It's challenging.
Very challenging. And I didn't expect it to be as broken.
Yeah. And that's the part that's kind
That's
of driving the stress.
I didn't expect it to be as broken as it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you didn't for me, I didn't expect him to break me as much as he's breaking me.
Girl, okay. That right there. That right there. That right there.
And that's really like, I'm a little upset at God, because it's like, come on, God, really? You got to break me down all the way again? Like, again?
How many times you gonna break me
How
down till I
many
break your
how
ass?
many times are you going to break me to build me? But I know it's for a reason, because there's so many things that I've allowed to attach to me that cannot go where I'm going next season.
That's what he keep telling me. That's what he keep telling me.
And there's things I don't even want to take. And I'm just like, okay, I don't even want it. So take it. Like, what's going on? He's like, no, I need you to give it.
Yeah, and then there's some things I'm just saying, and then there's some things that I didn't even know that was there.
Yes.
Still that he had to like see. this is where it was. You just didn't know, so I had to show you.
I had to show you.
And because you thought it was gone a long time ago, but the reality, it was still here.
It's still here.
I'm like, okay.
Here. Yeah, the trauma is still here. The bitterness in some places is still here. The hurt, the pain, the sorrow. You know what I mean? Like, it's still here.
Yeah. I think mine is just sorrow.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, it's a hard month for me. And it's a hard month for, I guess, a lot of us.
Yeah, the holiday season is rough. Yeah, but I think we put too much focus on the world's holiday season. I really do believe we put too much focus on that, because even with me, like, I'm doing all it, not a lot of shopping, but you do Christmas shopping for your kids, but it's like, I mean, here, you need this now, so just take it. Like, like, I think we just put too much emphasis on this season. Oh, it's got to be November, December is the holiday season. Then January, everything's brand new. No.
The thing is, I think what it is for me too, the holidays when I was growing up, it took time. You got to stand still and enjoy the holidays. Now everything is just rushed and
rushed. If any of you out there are struggling and need someone to talk to, please know that you are never alone. There's always someone ready to help you. You can call or text the Suicide and Crisis Hotline by dialing 988. You've been listening to Fridays with Ty on Shift the Narrative podcast. Listen, I pray one day you'll see the need to shift the narrative in your mind. Not for anyone else, but for yourself. Because you are worth it. I am thankful and grateful for each and every one of you that has joined us today and every day. As always, I'm your host and fellow freedom fighter, Tyria. We will see you again, and thanks for listening to Fridays with Ty on Shift the Narrative podcast. Be free, y'all. Be free.